You see, streaming is harder than a real job. According to Hasan Piker, that is. With that being said, hello everybody and welcome back to the greatest live show of all time. I think it's streaming now. Wait, hold on. Is it streaming now? Okay, it should be. Hopefully I didn't get cut off. Anyways, as I was saying, I always make sure to include timestamps in the description below. So for those of you watching the VOD, I add that after the fact. You can skip around if you want to do that. This is like a live show, technically speaking, but it's also a podcast. With that being said, a famous streamer named Hasan Piker, well, let's just say he might have lost touch with reality, considering the most recent controversy surrounding his name. Yeah, it's kind of bad. It's not nearly as bad as the Vosh stuff, of course, though that would be quite difficult to achieve, if I must say so myself. With that being said, yeah, I just find it very strange, the sheer sense of entitlement that this individual has. He thinks that streaming for 8 hours a day is harder than everybody else's 9-to-5 job, which is very strange. As somebody that does this as like a side thing for fun, I've done 8-hour streams. I don't do them every day, but I do them sometimes. And the reason I do it is because I actually enjoy it, believe it or not. I actually enjoy the whole process of streaming and being in front of a camera. But I guess Hasan thinks that it's the most draining, soul-crushing thing imaginable, because he thinks it's more difficult, not the same level of difficulty, but more difficult than a regular job, which I find fascinating as somebody that has worked a part-time job as a lifeguard. In fact, I would argue that this is way more fun and fulfilling for me, and something that is surprisingly less draining than that, mainly because I enjoy what I do. Now, I'm not gonna say that creator burnout isn't a real thing, of course, but at the same time, he should be able to acknowledge the fact that he's able to do this as a full-time career and be a multi-millionaire that lives in a mansion, and he thinks, oh, my life is so hard. Being a streamer is so hard. Oh, poor me. Woe is me. My life is so difficult. When he grew up in nothing but wealth, in a wealthy family, he's a fucking millionaire, and he's complaining that streaming is too difficult for him because sometimes he has to stream for 8 hours. Not really, because he's already made a shit ton of money and could actually stop streaming and would be able to financially sustain himself. But I guess that's besides the point. At the end of the day, it just pisses me off as somebody that wishes I could do this as a career, like a full-time career, let alone being a millionaire. Like, if I could make even $50K a year from this, I would be so fucking proud of myself. I would be so happy. I would feel fulfilled. And that's obviously, not what Hasan makes. That's less than he makes in a month. He makes at least $200K a month, according to, I think there was some sort of leak from Twitch, I think. And so that would just be Twitch donations alone, from what I understand. Yeah, it's quite interesting how that works. A lot of people have been talking about this, and it's, oof. Now, it seems to be the case that one of the people that has been talking about this is none other than Hasan Piker. In fact, 7 hours ago, he uploaded a video on his main channel called This Is Why I Hate Streaming. So he hates streaming. It's the most difficult job ever. So let's hear what he has to say about this. I'm so excited.
Now, let me tell you something. This is part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news, about what's going on in my life. March is having a housewarming party. March was like, oh, I have a Macallan 12 free. I'm like, sure, I'll take a sip. I'll do one. I drink one drink. And let me tell you, as a 32-year-old man, soon to be 33-year-old man, this one drink me up. I mean, listen, I've struggled with alcoholism.
Damn, that's crazy. Unfortunately, it appears that I simply do not give a shit. Perhaps you would like to talk about, I don't know, the title and thumbnail.
Back in the day, you could slam half of that bottle and not even feel it. I have officially entered my teetotaler era, except here's the worst part. I didn't even get drunk from that one drink. I didn't even get drunk. I went.
This is his difficult job, by the way, is him talking into a microphone for 8 hours. That's, oh wow, what a difficult job. Oh no, you poor thing. Being a fucking millionaire that talks to a camera all day. Oh, your life must be so difficult. I feel so bad for you, even though you literally have my fucking dream job.
Straight the hangover. I'm so tired. 9 hours and 30 minutes of streaming. I feel like I'm probably such a curmudgeon. Like I'm probably bringing the mood down. I'm tired. I've expended all my energy on you for 9 hours and 30 minutes. And then,
oh, you poor thing. I feel so bad for you.
I take this one drink and I'm like, oh, dude, this is so bad. I left the party and like, I spent like an hour. I left my brother and my other friend behind. I was like, y'all are on your own, okay? Let God sort it out. But honestly, the real reason why I get like insecure when I'm out at events like that is because like I am a fun-loving person.
No, you're not. You're a miserable person. You're the opposite of a fun-loving person. You suck the fun out of everything. You are one of the most obnoxious people on the internet. Calling yourself a fun-loving person is like saying that you know what? I'm not going to say that. That might be TOS. Never mind. Yeah, no. It was going to be something about the you know, like the guy with the silly mustache from World War II. Yeah, it was going to be something about that. But it's too early into the stream to make that joke.
Promise. But the issue is after 9 hours and 30 minutes of streaming, like high intensity, I am not a fun-loving person. At that point, I'm just like, I'm so tired. Like the life has been stripped from me. But yeah.
Oh God, it must be so difficult letting a video essay play for 45 minutes while you're taking a shit or making food and not even there to fucking watch or commentate. Oh God, what a grueling long day it must be for you as your chair reacts to the videos that are playing in your stream.
My point is,
Also, hello, Hoopty Scoopty. Welcome to the stream. Hi, can't stick around. Want to say hello? Hey, hi, yo, hello. Why, hello?
Personally feel insecure about like what my output looks like to other people. I don't want people to think that I'm like, you know, I hate being around them. I don't. I'm just really tired. So I'd rather like avoid those kind of circumstances. Now, you know how it is with real jobs feel. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I used to have a real job and I was infinitely more social, because this is the one area where I absolutely will disagree with you on. Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
Yes, it does. It does suck the soul out of you way more. Streaming doesn't suck the soul out of you the same way that any other job does. See, what he's describing here, when it comes to his other jobs, I'm not entirely familiar with Hasan's huge backstory or whatever the fuck. I'm not super well versed on the Hasan Piker lore. But with that being said, maybe that's a reflection of you. And maybe you should just, I don't know, stream less often if it's that big of a deal. You have the money to retire. You're a multimillionaire. You can do that. You don't have to stream for 8 hours a day. Nobody is making you do that. Stop whining and bitching about it like you have it so fucking hard. When in reality, I wish I could stream for 8 hours every day. Are you kidding me? I spent the entire day today doing fucking homework for my college courses. And you know, you want to know what I was looking forward to the entire day? doing this stream because I actually enjoy what I do. Unlike this entitled piece of shit who thinks that streaming is so hard and oh, his life is so difficult. Oh, poor Hasan. Oh, his life must be so hard. Even though he's literally a multi-millionaire. When for me, streaming is something that I make barely any money on, which is fine because I enjoy it. It's what I look forward to every day I do it. Every day when I know that there's a stream that I'm going to do, it's something I prepare for. It's something I look forward to. And the only thing that's disappointing me or stopping me, making me feel disappointed that day is that I can't stream soon enough because I have other shit I have to do. And it's so sad to see. He has this mentality of it's something he has to do for 8 hours a day for no fucking reason. When in reality, he could just not stream for 8 hours. And frankly, even if I had to stream for 8 hours and that was me being a millionaire, I would have so much fun. My life couldn't possibly be better. Not to mention the fact that I'm pretty sure that there's no reason why Hasan wouldn't be able to, I don't know, take a Sunday off, for instance, or whatever the fuck. He can take a day off. He's a streamer. He can do that.
I mean, in the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm going to die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. I'm telling you, as someone who did both, 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios.
Okay, sure, sometimes you might not want to socialize after doing a 9-hour stream. But dude, your life is not fucking hard. You're acting like this is some grueling task when in reality, and I can't speak for Hasan, but I'm an introvert, okay? I'm an introvert. But I'm also good at speaking for long periods of time because it's actually not social energy that you're using necessarily. It's completely different. When you project your voice or perform for an audience, that's a lot different from interacting with other people where there's this sort of conversational element to it, where you have to read people extremely well and do all sorts of social shit, right? Whereas me talking to a camera for 8 hours, that's different from me socializing, right? This is parasocial, right? It's a parasocial relationship between the streamer and the audience. Hasan, working class Piker, yeah, literally. I don't want to spoil too much, but he moves from saying sucks your soul to drains your social battery. It's a lot less inflammatory, but he can still retire right fucking now if he wants. Yeah, exactly. He's acting like, oh, me streaming is this grueling task. Oh, poor me. And it's like, but you can retire whenever the fuck you want. You're a millionaire. No one is making you do this. You can just not stream if you want. You can take as many days off as you want for the rest of your fucking life. Your life is not hard.
After 9 hours of that, I could probably do physical labor. It would not bother me. But I can't do more social shit. That's my...
Okay, if that's how your brain works, that's fine. And if you want to say, oh, this is something where it's like, okay, this is why I don't socialize as much as I'd want to because I prioritize streaming. That would be a fine thing to say. But to act as if streaming for 8 hours is somehow even on the same level, not only on the same level, but harder than everybody else's job when you're a millionaire and you can retire whenever the fuck you want and you're doing this simply because you want to. The sense of entitlement, the sense of, oh, poor me, the victim mentality is unreal. And it pisses me off as somebody that wishes I could just focus on doing this for 8 hours a day for my audience and nothing else. I wish that this was the only thing I had to worry about in my life, and that I didn't have to worry about doing college shit and all this other shit. I wish my life was that easy. I wish I had such an enormous, stable source of income from doing what I love. And Hasan is acting like his life is so difficult. Like he has it so fucking hard. And that shit pisses me the fuck off.
My point. There are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar.
No, they'd be 5 trillion times harder. Those aren't dream jobs, Hasan. And you make basically fuck all and can't retire whenever the fuck you want. You goddamn idiot. No, it's not even close to an actual service job. Okay? People that work service jobs make almost fucking nothing. And they can't just retire whenever the fuck they want. They don't live in a multi-million-dollar mansion in LA. You fucking idiot. They're barely able to scrape by. They can't retire whenever they want. And most importantly, they're not doing a dream job for 8 hours. They're doing something that they're forced to for 8 hours instead. But oh, this is Hasan Piker. He totally cares about the working class. He cares about his entire audience. He cares about all of you guys, the working class. He's just like you.
Those are like, I think, customer service type. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours.
I'm going to tell you straight up, as somebody that's introverted. I don't know how introverted Hasan is. I'm not Hasan, but I'm super introverted in real life. Okay? When it comes to talking to people in person, I run out of my social battery pretty quickly. It's not that I hate social interaction. It's just I run out of energy quickly. Not as much with streams. With that being said, as somebody that has considered pursuing accounting and business as a career path, I don't want to do that. I want to stream. But guess what? I'm not Hasan, so I'm not a fucking millionaire who lives in a multi-million-dollar mansion from the money I've made from streaming, like Hasan. So I don't have that luxury. But that's the thing. Most people don't have the luxury of streaming for a living and being a millionaire. Most people would be more likely to become an accountant than a streamer simply because they don't have the time, resources, or luck required to do well at streaming. It's not that Hasan is particularly good at what he does. He got lucky and he has a sizable audience. Granted, I'm sure he has put some amount of work into it, and fair enough to him. Good for him. But to claim like he has it so hard when he is the luckiest motherfucker of all time, when there are thousands and thousands and thousands of streamers that put in way more work into their lives, not just in terms of streaming, but broadly, that are arguably infinitely more entertaining than he is, that aren't millionaires, that are barely scraping by. And I'm not even putting myself in that category. I'm lucky enough to not be barely scraping by because my parents are wealthy enough to be able to afford college for me. But unlike Hasan, I won't lie to you and say, oh yeah, my life was so hard. Oh, I wasn't like super rich in my upbringing. Well, granted, I'm personally not super rich, right? But I'm more well off than, say, the average person, right? And I'll acknowledge that. Now, with that being said, my parents, because they're not retarded, actually expect me to earn shit and have a job during the summer and get an education, etc. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, obviously they don't want me to be spoiled. But that doesn't negate the fact that I have it way fucking easier than the average person. Most people don't even have the free time to even do a stream like this. Most people are either have to do a draining real job, something that Hasan arguably might not have experience with. I'm not inclined to trust what he has to say on the matter, considering what he is saying. And the people, there are so many people that are not able to afford college or are barely able to afford it, but they have to juggle between doing a fucking horrible job that they hate and college and balancing between the two. They don't have time to start streaming. They don't have the equipment to do that. They don't have the time or energy to learn all of that shit. I'm lucky that I do. But guess what? I acknowledge the fact that I'm in a privileged position that most people aren't in. Granted, not nearly as privileged as Hasan. But once again, Hasan will lie to you and act like he's a part of the working class, like he struggles just as much as you guys. But he's lying. Now, it's fair if he has other struggles. I know for me that just because I'm privileged in one regard doesn't mean my life is easy. I'm disprivileged in other regards, right? I have autism, ADHD, severe depression and anxiety. I'm also trans, which fucking sucks. It's not fun having gender dysphoria either. But I'm not going to sit here and play victim and act like streaming is the most difficult thing ever. Could you imagine if I started this stream or even in the middle of a stream or whatever the fuck, I was like, God, my life is so hard. Oh, you guys don't understand how much effort it is to stream. This is actually more difficult than a real job. You would look at me like I'm fucking crazy. Wouldn't you? The reason I do this is because despite it making less money for me than a real job, Streamlabs link in the description if you want to change that. In all seriousness, this is way more fun and easier for me than a real job mentally, because I love what I do. Regardless of whether or not I make money, I will do this no matter what, as long as I can. And the fact that Hasan treats this almost like a chore because he's a fucking ungrateful piece of shit. And he's, not only does he do that, if he does that in his own mind, that's fine, but he complains about it, not because he's particularly mentally ill. No, it's not like if he were to complain about I don't know, like mental illness or, oh, you know, here are things that are hard for me in life. Like, it's hard for me to relate to people because, I don't know, I have autism or whatever the fuck. Something that wouldn't be within his control. Then I would be more than willing to empathize with that. But him acting like he's in a position where he has to do something so hard that it's even on the same level as a regular 9-to-5 job is baffling. Lifeguarding is one of the easiest jobs. You sit in a chair and watch people at a pool to make sure nobody dies and to make sure that people are following the rules. And basically you have to yell at people every once in a while. It's boring as fuck, but it's all things considered one of the easier jobs. I have a way worse time doing that than doing this, for reference. And that's an easier job, let alone all of the far more grueling jobs, whether it be customer service or being a waiter or waitress or physical labor, you name it. This is way better than any of that. And I just don't understand how Hasan can be so deluded and disconnected into thinking that he somehow has a difficult life. He doesn't. He has the easiest fucking life imaginable. Everything was handed to him on a silver fucking platter. Sorry if that's a bit of a tangent, but this shit pissed me off. Let's continue playing more of this god-awful video.
With like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it. Yeah, think about it this way. You give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. After a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk ever again.
I don't think it's the same thing as giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. There's going to be a little bit of a disconnect. At least for me, I know there is. And I know that there is for anybody that is like me or Hasan in this case, where he's used to being in front of a camera. Now, for those of you who aren't content creators, which is most of you, which I'm willing to acknowledge that most of you might not have the time or resources to even pursue something like that. It's being on camera for the first time feels really weird. I remember the first time I recorded a video. I felt very weird talking into a microphone. This was a video thing before it was a streaming thing for me. And after a while, you start getting a little bit more used to it. And every time you talk into a camera, whether it be for a video or a stream, there is a little bit of a disconnect, right? It doesn't feel like you're talking to a live audience necessarily. You know there's a live audience, but and you know there are people watching this, but at the same time, it's not exactly the same thing. It's not that you feel like you're talking to nobody or that you're talking to yourself. It does feel that way at first because A, there's no viewers at first, and B, because you're not used to it. But once you get used to it, it's not the same as doing a live presentation in front of a live audience. Okay, as somebody that does presentations for college courses every once in a while, that shit is way more anxiety inducing than something like this. So Hasan is lying when he makes this analogy. He's just straight up lying. Because no, it doesn't require the same amount of energy to sit in front of a camera in front of a live audience rather than physically presenting something at a business meeting, presenting subject material that, first of all, you most likely don't give a fuck about in front of an audience that you can physically see in front of you. It feels completely different. And the fact that Hasan is trying to gaslight his audience into thinking otherwise fucking pisses me the fuck off. It makes my blood boil because I, as somebody that has done both, I know for a fact that they are not the same thing at all. And the fact that he would lie to his audience like this, as if they're stupid enough to believe that oh yeah, that's actually what it would be like, just pisses me off so much. Beyond belief. And maybe this is just me getting overly mad over something trivial. And granted, maybe it is to an extent. But even when I get mad about something on stream, I still love what I do. I still love talking about this stuff, right? I get very passionate. And I care about the subject material I talk about because it's fun. I feel like he believes it, though. I don't think he has any frame of reference. Yeah, and it just goes to show how delusional he is. He has lost the fucking plot. He doesn't know what actual people in the real world have to go through on a day-to-day basis. He has no fucking idea. He's so detached from reality. Hasan should go back to doing bro tips. Yeah, honestly, he would be better at it. Because at least then it wouldn't be him on fucking camera acting like his life is so hard when he knows damn fucking well that he is lying when he says that streaming for 8 hours would feel exactly the same as doing an 8-hour business presentation at a business meeting. He knows damn fucking well that those are not the same thing. And the fact that he would try to gaslight his audience to make his life sound harder, to make people feel bad for him when he's a multi-millionaire that has a dream job that most people will never be able to achieve, pisses me the fuck off. Especially as somebody that has what he does for a living as my dream job. That's why it fucking, like, this makes me angrier than most things do. Because I feel like it hits so close to home. And it's like, I know as a streamer that he's lying. I know as somebody that wants to do this for a living that he is full of fucking shit, trying to take advantage of the fact that most people aren't streamers and using that as a point of reference for him, or using the fact that most people wouldn't have any real frame of reference for what it's like to be a professional streamer. But I do have a frame of reference, not for what it's like to do it for a living, but I can imagine that it would be something similar to what I do currently, but I would be able to do it more often doing the thing I love and being a millionaire. So I do have a frame of reference, and that's why it pisses me off so much. Also, hello, Rex Gardiner and Dimitro Tarnavsky. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
I call it like the dead zone. When I'm done streaming, I usually have like at least a refractory period of an hour where I just sit there and silently stare at my phone. That was my point. And
if you want to do that, that's fine, but don't pretend like your life is so fucking hard, you dumb piece of shit.
in that decompression
Also, hello, Batal Crafter.
time period, that decompression time period, if you're doing that in front of other people, it's like, it just sucks. You just are dead. You're hollowed out. So people probably think I'm a asshole. You've been clip chimped and people are acting like you said streaming is harder than other jobs. There's no
But that is kind of what you were saying. That, like, you do realize that when you make comparisons to other jobs that people have no choice but to do to barely scrape by, the fact that you have the fucking audacity to compare working at retail or working a service job to streaming, the fact that you have the fucking audacity when you have no idea what these people go through, fucking pisses me off. And the fact that he's so unself-aware that he has no idea that that's even what he was saying, the fact that he has no concept of why people would get mad is incredible. And it just goes to show how delusional he is, how disconnected from reality he is. And I agree with Rex Gardiner in chat. Hasan does live in an ivory tower. You stream on YouTube? Yeah. Also, good evening, Bedlam's son. I hope you're doing well. Oh, man. We already on Femyoz' side, 10 seconds after joining? Yeah, literally. I don't blame you for that, because holy fuck, Hasan just is the most insufferable piece of shit. I guarantee, like, even people that dislike me would agree with me on this. I don't think that there's anybody other than, like, some insane, diehard Hasan fans that are out there. That I don't think anyone other than that would disagree with me at all on this.
shot, dude. Oh my lord. Dude, 367 comments. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
He acts surprised that people would be mad at him for comparing a 9-to-5 job that somebody is forced to do in order to barely scrape by to him literally living so many people's fucking dream. Being a streamer that's a millionaire. That is literally so many people's dream. And most people that have that as a dream never get to do that professionally. The fact that I even have the opportunity to potentially get there is something I am so fucking grateful for. Regardless of how many mental struggles I may have. That is like one thing that remains constant for me, is the fact that I have the free time to do this. Despite doing college. Yeah, sure, college can be super draining, but this is what I look forward to whenever I do it. And the fact that Hasan is surprised that people would be mad because he compared his people's dream job that he has as a millionaire from doing other people's dream job to jobs that people fucking hate and have no choice but to do. And he's surprised that people are mad.
Oh my god. Oh my.
How are you doing, Femyoz? Good, but I am fucking heated. Kind of fucking heated. But that's okay. Because unlike Hasan, I'm not gonna oh no, streaming is so hard. I have to get angry in front of a camera. obviously I am genuinely passionate about the topic, right? It's not like this is like a detriment to my well-being or whatever.
God.
Look up Hasan Piker bro tips. Yeah. He's better than Vosh, I'll give him that. Low bar, I know. I fundamentally disagree. Hasan has no redeeming qualities. That's the difference. Vosh has done some shitty stuff, but at least he's funny. At least he's entertaining. At least he doesn't fucking compare people's jobs that they fucking hate to his own dream job that he has the privilege of having, his own fucking dream job that everybody wishes they had, and acting like they're on the same fucking level. At least Vosh isn't so fucking detached from reality.
God, I am going to video game myself. This is literally it. This is the...
He advocated for Lolly and well, okay. In terms of what he advocated for, he bit some pretty nasty fucking bullets in the past. In terms of what was in his folder, that was unacceptable, obviously. And I don't condone Vosh in terms of any of that or how he's handled the situation. But at least his content is watchable. At least he's not so fucking insufferable that he makes my blood boil every time he opens his fucking mouth. Hasan makes my blood boil every time he talks.
The point. This is why I don't... this is what it is. This is... You don't have any other fucking situation where you have a ton of cyber stalkers that get together, congregate in a fucking Reddit, and like upvote this into oblivion.
Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe it's because you're complaining about the struggles of being a fucking millionaire streamer. Maybe that's why people are mad. You fucking idiot.
Being out of fucking context. Look at this.
It's not out of context. You compared your fucking luxury lifestyle of streaming and being a millionaire to 9-to-5 jobs. Grueling 9-to-5 jobs that people are forced to do to barely scrape fucking by. When other people have to do that and have no choice. They can't retire whenever the fuck they want like you, Hasan. If they could retire whenever the fuck they wanted, they would. And maybe they would pursue something they're more passionate about. Like, I don't know, streaming, for instance. Maybe they'd be able to pursue that if they weren't fucking doing a 9-to-5 job every single fucking day of their life.
Talk about my dad and this is not normal, dude. Destiny's fans are so insane.
It has nothing to do with being a Destiny fan. I'm not a Destiny fan. And guess what? I'm just as fucking mad.
I just don't want to be on this dumb subreddit. There is no Hasan. XQC's response to Hasan's take that streaming is harder than a regular job. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I literally said something 10 minutes in, clipped out of context.
It wasn't clipped out of context, you fucking idiot. You made the comparison. You compared streaming for 8 hours to doing a fucking business meeting presentation for 8 hours. You're deranged.
Had a conversation.
Like, you're actually fucking deranged, my guy.
Over it, immediately went to XQC. Immediately XQC responds to it. Oh, it's insane. This subreddit would not be a...
I wanted to become a streamer, but I'm afraid of being socially exhausted now. Yeah, that's the real reason most people can't become streamers. It's just too exhausting. They just can't muster the energy to talk into a fucking camera for 8 hours a day. It totally has nothing to do with the fact that they literally don't have enough time to do it every fucking day in order to grow their channel. I barely have enough time to do it for a decent amount of time. I am so lucky that there are even multiple days a week where I can stream for like 8 hours or even 4 hours.
Live, if it wasn't for if it wasn't literally like suicide bait for streamers. It blows my fucking mind that this goddamn filth exists. The filthy working class that I'm supposed to be advocating for, that gets mad whenever I compare their actually difficult lifestyles to my life of luxury, acting as if mine is the same or harder. blows my mind. Every single streamer despises this except for XQC and Destiny's communities that brigade the out of it for the most part. XQC community doesn't even care about it as much anymore. It's like, it blows my mind. Normally, on any other circumstance, this subreddit has like 3,000 people max at this point. The moment that like they're like, oh, we can drive a streamer to commit suicide, hopefully one day.
What are you talking about? Nobody is driving you to commit suicide, you fucking idiot. People are rightfully criticizing you because you compared people's genuinely difficult jobs to you being a fucking millionaire that streams on Twitch for a living. You made that comparison and people rightfully criticized you. So how does Hasan respond to being rightfully criticized for comparing genuinely difficult jobs that people are forced to do to his lifestyle of luxury? He fucking pulls the suicide card. And, oh, these people are gonna drive a streamer to suicide. No, bitch, you don't get to morally grandstand. You fucking idiot. You're delusional.
Then it's like 15K people. It's a cyber stalking central area here.
No, it's not a cyber stalking central area. To levy valid fucking criticism to you, Hasan, you're one of the largest streamers. Of course, people are going to talk about you when you say deranged shit on the internet, on your public platform, in front of the thousands and thousands of people that fucking donate you money every single day so that you can continue to be a fucking millionaire that will never live a day in the life of somebody that is a part of the working class. But guess fucking what, retard? While you sit on your fucking high horse and pretend to care about the fucking working class and, oh yeah, you totally understand. Guess what, bitch? I will acknowledge the fact that, yeah, I'm upper middle class. I'm not gonna pretend like my life is the hardest thing ever. Because guess what? It's not the hardest thing ever. Material, like in terms of my material conditions, I have it better than most. And I will acknowledge the shit out of that. I'm not gonna LARP as a part of the working class. Oh yeah, I'm just like you guys. My life is so fucking hard. No. In terms of my material conditions, my life is easier than most people's. Way fucking easier. Granted, that's not to say that my life is without its struggles. You can be rich and have struggles. You can now. I doubt that Hasan is struggles as much mentally as I have. I don't have the best childhood growing up. I do have a lot of mental health struggles. You know, it's not to say that you know what your material conditions are is the end all be all. But for fuck's sake, this isn't mental illness on Hasan's part. This is entitlement on his part. Because I wanted to start this stream earlier, for reference. And again, I have it better than most. But even I don't have it as good as Hasan. Not even close. I would love to do this for a living. But you want to know why I started streaming so late? And why I'm not gonna, stream until 2 a.m, right? I will stream for like maybe like an hour and a half total today. But I wish I could have started earlier, but I didn't because I had to do fucking homework for college. Because I have other shit I have to do. Because I don't live like Hasan. That's what pisses me off. Is I have it better than most, and even I don't have it as good as Hasan. Not even fucking close. I have it better than most, but Hasan is leagues ahead of me. For reference.
Here, it's crazy. What a awful situation. Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm a
Jack Daniels in chat says, work takes up way too much time of my life and doesn't pay nearly enough to enjoy the few days I do have off. I'm only upper middle class because parents have boomer money. Yeah, exactly. Literally same here. And even I don't pretend like I'm a part of the lower class. Because I'm not a fucking idiot like Hasan.
Profoundly fortunate individual.
I will never know what it's like to be a part of the lower class and having to work a very difficult job, not knowing if you're going to be able to fucking pay rent next month every single day for the rest of your life. I will never know what that's like. But guess what? I don't fucking pretend to, and I will never fucking compare my life struggles to the struggles of people that have to fucking deal with that shit. Because it's not just apples and oranges. It is something that is so uncomparable. I have it so much better than other people that I will never compare the difficulties I've had in terms of my material conditions or whatever to those of people that don't even know if they can pay rent next month. Because I'm not fucking delusional like Hasan. You don't have to know what it's like to be that person to know that you're not that person. And to know that they have it infinitely harder than you. And if you actually care about the working class, Hasan, you of all people should know this. You should know this. It would be one thing if you were some dumb comedian that said something insensitive, but that's not it. You're supposed to advocate for the rights of the lower class. And this ain't it.
I've talked about this a million times over. What do you mean? Stop addressing it further. It is such short work. I just showed it to you. One offhanded remark clipped out of context that devalues literally everything I've ever said, gets posted onto the subreddit, brigaded to hell, 450 comments in literally less than 30 minutes. XQC reacts to it. That one gets brigaded as well. It's so obvious. Like, it is happening.
Wow. It's almost like you're the common denominator, Hasan. You and all the fucking blue wrenches in your chat that constantly defend you. It's almost like you're in the fucking minority for a reason. Not to say that a plurality of people dictate what is or isn't correct, but do you ever think to yourself, just for one moment, to reflect and think, well, hold on. Why are people getting mad when I literally compare people's difficult, grueling jobs that they hate to me being a millionaire that has their dream job that they will never have the luxury of having? Do you even think for a moment why people would get mad at you?
It is happening in real time. And then there's still people in my community that are like, just don't address it. It's like, bro, you know this matters, right? Like, random normies see that and go, wow, this is Song Guy, real piece of socialist, by the way. Look at him saying Twitch streaming is way harder than like...
I don't like making arguments about hypocrisy. Oh, you have to not engage with capitalism or whatever in order to be a socialist type arguments. Obviously, if you live under capitalism, you don't have much of a choice. That being said, Hasan is on an entirely different level. This is beyond that. If you're a socialist, your worldview consists of accounting for the fact that the working class, in many instances, is completely fucked over. And Hasan knows this. He knows that he's not a part of the working class. So he should not be so insensitive as to act as if what he does is even on the same fucking level of how difficult it is, how much energy is consumed when he does his job. To act like they're on the same level, it bothers me so much.
Working a fucking real job, by the way. Clarify what your actual take is.
Hasan is always the victim. He has narcissistic traits. Yeah, literally. I have a sister who watches Hasan religiously. My condolences, Catboy Kai. My fucking condolences. Jesus Christ, I remembered Hasan was wearing a Rolex when he made that terrible comparison. He's so cringe, dude. It's insane. Yeah, literally. It's like, oh, my life is so hard. Poor me. As he literally accidentally fucking holds his fucking hand up as he does hand motions, as he emphasizes how fucking hard his life is, where he accidentally shows his fucking Rolex that's on his goddamn wrist, as he's talking in his fucking multi-million-dollar mansion in front of thousands of viewers.
I did. I'm a profoundly fortunate individual. This is the lottery. Having said that, my social battery runs out after 9.5 hours of streaming, and I can't...
No one cares that you said your social battery runs out. That's not what people are mad at you for, you fucking idiot. Stop lying about what the actual criticism is. No one is saying that you can't have a social battery that runs out. That's fine. Whatever. No one fucking cares. What people do care about is you making these dumb fuck comparisons between different jobs and acting as if your job is somehow on the same level as somebody doing a fucking business presentation for 9 hours straight. That's not what it's like. It's not even close. Doing a fucking a presentation in school or college for me for 5 minutes is genuinely more energy for me than streaming for 4 hours. Unironically. So to make it clear to everybody watching this who might not be aware of how much energy is required if you're a streamer, if you're used to streaming, if you've had a lot of experience streaming, that's the amount of energy is like, it's like it would be comparable to a few minutes of a presentation in front of a live audience. Basically. Maybe. And the fact that, and I feel like Hasan does this intentionally. I feel like he's doing it to be manipulative too, because he knows that most people are terrified of public speaking. That's like everybody's biggest fear is doing it in front of a live audience where you physically see people. Hell, even I get anxious, despite how not anxious I am in front of a live audience if I'm doing a live stream, right? Because granted, I'm more used to live streaming, right? In front of a real audience, even I get anxious. So even for me, not the same thing. Incredible.
Socialize adequately, and I worry that like I look like an asshole to random people. That was my point. That's all.
Why don't you dual stream on Twitch? Sometimes I dual stream on Kick. For whatever reason, it doesn't work with Twitch. I don't know why. I'll fix it at some point. I'm not on Kick either right now, because I've been doing big episodes of Dramayoz where I don't want the VOD to get cut if something happens with the Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi has been like kind of inconsistent lately, and I don't want to have like 5 trillion different VODs for the same subject matter. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, here's like a 17-minute VOD that randomly gets cut off, and then here's like 45 minutes, and then here's the other 2 hours, right? Like, I don't want that. I was a call center sales representative, so I know what it's like having to talk for hours on end and keeping it together during panic attacks. Yeah, that's the other thing. If Hasan has a panic attack, he can just end stream. If I have a panic attack, I can just end stream. Now, granted, I have other things where it's like, okay, yeah, if I'm physically in my college class, it's like, okay, if I have a panic attack, I have to fucking hold it together if I'm on the verge of a fucking panic attack. You know? But even I have it better than most people. And my life still sucks compared to Hasan's life. Incredible.
All I said. Think about that.
No, that's not all you said. Let's replay that just so we're clear of what Hasan thinks is all you said, because he's lying.
This is the lottery. Having said that, my social battery runs out after 9.5 hours of streaming, and I can't socialize adequately, and I worry that like I look like an asshole to random people. That was my point. That's all I said.
No, Hasan, that's not all you said. You are literally fucking lying through your teeth. Earlier in this video, in this video, the same one where you're saying that that's all you said, it's very fucking obvious that that's not all you said. Once again, you made the comparison between you streaming for 8 hours and somebody having to do a fucking, being a fucking, like sales representative type person, or doing a job where you have to talk to people for hours, or doing an 8-hour business presentation in a business meeting. So no, that's a lie, Hasan. That's not all you said.
Think about that. I said after 9.5 hours of streaming, because you constantly have to be on, and that's the one major difference that I've experienced in comparison to my prior experience being in sales, okay, where I at least had like off moments, where at least I had moments where I could be by myself and not...
As opposed to the not off moments where you literally leave a fucking video essay playing for 45 minutes to an hour, where your chair is doing all the heavy lifting. You're not even in the fucking room. You just have a fucking video essay playing. You just play whatever fucking high effort content is in your recommended for 45 minutes a row while you're either cooking food or taking a shit, whatever the fuck you're doing in the other room. So, no, Hasan, you're lying once again. You do have off time. You're not talking for 8 hours, holding in your fat shit, not able to pee or having to pee in a fucking cup. That's not what you're doing. That's a lie. That's your second lie so far. At least, so the one that I've blatantly caught you in terms of something that is provably false, even if you're just a casual viewer.
On camera in the same way, 9.5 hours of constantly trying to be on takes a mental toll on my social battery specifically. It's not as physically taxing. Maybe talk to XQC. He doesn't give a shit, dog. What are you talking about? XQC literally is just looking to farm drama. He's trying to do the Hasan again and again.
And you know what? Maybe that's what he's doing, but he has every fucking right to, because if you say and do dumb shit on the internet as a public figure in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and you've been on the internet for years, and you're literally famous, don't get fucking mad when other people rightfully criticize you on their public platforms. That's what happens when you say dumb insensitive shit, is people criticize you. And it's not like he's pulling up old shit from 5 years ago to expose you. No, this is something you said the other day. Of course people are going to criticize you for it, even if their motive is just making content. Fine, whatever. That's one of my motives. I want to make engaging, entertaining content, obviously. Like, I'm not going to lie about that, but this is genuinely something I am passionate about. The reason I'm doing this specifically is because it's something I'm passionate about. I know that if it's something I care about, it's something I'm going to make better content of. So that's why I do that. It ultimately works out, and it's more fun for me if it's something I enjoy talking about. If Hasan's channel was a socialist country, he would be the leader in a multi-million-dollar mansion and fancy Western cars and trappings of capitalist opulence, corrupt socialist society. Oh yeah, for sure. He would be about it as socialist or communist as Joseph Stalin. He would on one hand supposedly end the existence of landlords while being the ultimate landlord, okay? It would be Hasan Piker, the landlord of Soviet America, okay? That's what it would be. That's literally what it would be. Okay, he doesn't give a fuck about the working class. The fact that he doesn't understand why people would be upset by this just goes to show how little he actually thinks about the working class, how little he fucking cares about the working class, and how he just uses them as one of his many talking points in order to build his own career up. But that's where his socialism starts and ends, is when it can be used as leverage for his own career. That's all he cares about.
And again and again and again. What conversation could I have with him? And I'm telling you, the reason why he did it is because someone sent it to him. Probably a Destiny fan in his community sent it to him and was like, "This is great. Look how stupid Hasan looks here in this clip." He knows what the I believe. It's bullshit. It's extra bullshit that he still operates like this.
Yeah, I know what you believe. It's that your job is somehow on the same level, on the same fucking playing field, same level of difficulty, same amount of energy required than people that are forced to work 9 to 5 jobs that they hate. You think it's on the same level as doing a 9-hour presentation at a business meeting. You fucking idiot. Something that you would have to prepare for, by the way. You barely have to prepare for a live stream. What do you have to do? Make a title and thumbnail and search for content to look at and do like an hour of research beforehand? Oh wait, Hasan, you don't even make your own thumbnails when it comes to or do your own editing when it comes to your YouTube channel. So that's out of the question. And you don't have to do thumbnails on Twitch. So that's out of the question. So what do you do other than stream? Oh, you do like 15 to 30 minutes of research beforehand, because I've seen the how often you get shit wrong because you're doing it all on the spot, which is fine, but don't claim to be somebody that's like a super accurate news reporter, whatever the fuck, or an underground journalist, as he likes to call himself, when at the end of the day, it's just lunch table politics. That's all it is. It's just pop culture politics, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But that is what it is. And for him to claim like he's doing some sort of service for the world, he's putting himself out there as an underground journalist who has it so hard, is fucking brain dead and delusional. It's deranged.
You're wrong on this. You could literally ask the subreddit's mods to ban anything to do with you and you wouldn't have this issue. You're so stupid. I have asked the subreddit moderators to ban me. They literally privately DM me on a Discord server that they set up specifically for this purpose. I asked them to ban me in the past, and then I was like, listen, dude, I don't want to be on this Discord. Why?
Yeah, I don't want people to talk about me, because then they might say things that are, for example, valid fucking criticism, or they might, heaven forbid, rightfully call me out when I get shit wrong, or say some dumb shit that's obviously wrong or fucking offensive. Again, I'm not normally somebody that gets mad when people say something offensive or whatever the fuck, right? Normally it's like I'm all for things like offensive humor, right? But that what he did wasn't offensive humor. It was just straight up ignorance. He said it completely seriously. He was making a serious point. Now, if he were to make a joke, an offensive joke about the working class, okay, that would be fine. I wouldn't care. That's not something I think he should be canceled for. But what he did wasn't a joke. It was a reflection of him being so fucking entitled that he thinks his life is difficult.
Are they posting this? They literally leaked the private conversation that we had to make fun of me over it. You have no idea what you're talking about. They literally all dick ride Destiny. How would I know that? Just giving a
No, I don't dick ride Destiny. I just think that you're a fucking moron.
Suggestion? No, chatter, you're not giving a suggestion. You're actually telling me that I'm wrong on something without actually knowing anything about the issue. You're challenging me with...
But I do know about the issue, even based on the clip that you showed in the beginning of this video. It's like, what did you expect? It's in the fucking first minute of your video. You fucking goddamn mega hyper dotard. You're so dumb.
Without knowing what's going on. And
Twitter researcher. Oh, I guess he's a professional streamer and Twitter researcher.
Blaming me for something that I've...
Yeah, he actually has two jobs. He has to balance the work a bit between being a Twitter researcher and a multi-million-dollar fucking Twitch streamer in his goddamn mansion.
Tried to deal with. I just don't want to be on the fucking subreddit. I don't want to be on the subreddit. I beg for someone with a heart and a conscience to take me off this godforsaken subreddit. What will it take? He's
literally crying about people giving valid criticism for him on a fucking subreddit. You know you can just ignore it, right? Like you are streaming in front of thousands of people. You're a multi-millionaire and you're butthurt over people validly pointing out the fact that you said something that came across as extremely fucking unhinged and entitled and extremely disconnected from reality. That's what you're butthurt over. Like, it just goes to show how fucking embarrassing he is.
Currently #1 villain on LSF.
He should fight Sam Hyde. This is true. It's Sam Hyde, okay? I don't care if people... Okay, this is something that this is one of the few things that I will agree with right-wingers on, is that Sam Hyde is extremely fucking based for that, okay? For calling out Hasan. Sam Hyde. I want to see that fight happen.
And I have been for some time. Obviously, it goes through waves. Sometimes Asmongold is that guy. Sometimes even XQC gets to be that guy for a brief moment. The one guy that's never that guy is Destiny, because he runs that because his community is very active on Reddit, and pretty much that's the most active area that they're at. So they...
Whoa, you mean to tell me that Destiny subreddit is gonna have Destiny fans in it? Holy shit! No fucking way. Oh, no. You're telling me that, like, when a famous streamer creates a subreddit and they constantly promote their subreddit, and they maybe they look at posts on the subreddit encouraging people that are watching the stream to post there so that their posts can also get featured in streams and in videos potentially, would have people from that community on the subreddit? Holy fuckamoly, no fucking way.
You just constantly brigade over and over and over again. But what is the point? Do I have to kill myself? Is that when the subreddit...
No. What you should do is you should just say, oh, okay, this was a really shitty comparison for me to make. I'm sorry for making that. I can see how that would come across as really insensitive to people that actually have to work difficult jobs that aren't multi-million, that aren't making $200,000 a month by sitting in a room talking to a camera for 8 hours a day. That's all you have to do is take accountability. It's not that fucking hard, and no one will give a shit. But he can't do that. He's so delusional that he thinks he's in the right. He genuinely believes he's in the right, rather than just owning up to the fact that, oh, okay, I could understand why this would be like hurtful to somebody that actually, has a real fucking job, that's barely able to scrape by, that doesn't even fucking know if they can afford rent next month, and wishes they had the fucking luxury, the free time to start a streaming career as even a side hustle, let alone doing it and making millions of dollars doing what they love. The fact that they can't do that is, and the fact that you would compare you doing that to what they actually go through, and the fact that you can't recognize after the fact why that would be insensitive is mind-boggling to me. The fact that it would be one thing if he said that and then apologized. You know what I would say? If he apologized and people were still shitting on him beyond just jokes, right? Like if people were like still shitting on him, like in terms of like making jokes about it or whatever, that'd be fine, right? People can make jokes about public figures all the time, right? People have made jokes about me, right? It doesn't even have to be valid criticism if it's like a joke and you're not like spreading misinfo about somebody or whatever the fuck, right? But like, and hell, if he had apologized and was like, I see why people are mad, I see why that was insensitive, I'll try avoiding saying shit like this in the future, okay? This was my bad. And maybe even playing into the joke a little bit, making fun of himself, because it's like, okay, yeah, I see how I look like an idiot. It was just like a little bit more humble, and then people were like, still trying to like morally impugn him, and were like, this is why Hasan is an evil person, I can't believe he would say this, and then they were morally grandstanding over it when he's already like apologized. I would be defending Hasan, but because he can't fucking do that, because he feels the need to double and triple the fuck down, I can't do that, because I can't offer him that charitability.
Will get nuked. How many
He should fight Sam Hyde. This is true.
people does this have to actually legitimately harm? Because this isn't about instilling accountability. As I've showed you very clearly, it is nothing.
Accountability which you're unwilling to fucking take. Do you think that there would be nearly as many people that would be this fucking mad at you if you just apologized and said, okay, yeah, I see why this was insensitive, my bad. And then if people still keep talking about it, you could be like, well, hold on, I already fucking apologized. This shit is old. Like, what? Why are you hyperfixating on me saying like one stupid thing? But it's the fact that he doubles down and he doesn't know why what he said was wrong. That makes it even more infuriating.
To do with the accountability, because why would there be accountability for a take that's out of context? A take that
it's not out of context. You compare it. You making that comparison is not out of context.
goes against what I personally believe in. That's not accountability.
Wait. What do you personally believe in exactly? Because I would agree that there are some things you might do that go against what you personally believe in, but that morally impugns you, not your critics. You believing in something doesn't mean that you're not doing the opposite, or that you're not going against that. It seems to be the case that, at least publicly, Vosh believes that Lolly is bad, but that sure as shit didn't fucking stop him from downloading it on his PC. So why would I apply a different standard to you, Hasan? Why would I trust you to be honest when you are a provable fucking liar on so many different occasions?
You're not showing accountability by like lying about what my father,
No, it's the opposite. You are the liar.
The background of my family, and you know what I mean? It's crazy. No, you're just stalking with like additional seasoning on top of it. And it's so easy to...
Guys, it's stalking to levy valid criticisms against a famous person. That's stalking. paying attention to the occasionally to the dumb shit that a public figure says on their public platform, as well as other shit that they've said on their public platform as well, and creating posts about it and criticizing them publicly for the things that they publicly stated. That's the same thing as stalking, according to Hasan. He's so fucking deranged.
Sway opinions on Reddit, because guess what, dude? Post got removed. It'll be uploaded again at a more fortuitous time. Don't worry. I know how they can work. They do it all the time. Posts will get taken down. It'll get mass reported. Someone will come in and they'll repost it literally at like the perfect time later.
What, mass reported? Why would it get mass reported? Why should it get mass reported? It's valid criticism. You fucking idiot. That's what the posts are, is valid criticism against you that rightfully call you out when you say dumb shit.
Here in the day, it's just pure harassment. That's it. It's pure harassment by, unfortunately, really sad people that think that this is actually a good way to get accountability. It's not. You're not doing it.
The only sad person is you, Hasan. Again, we get it. You don't want to take accountability because you're I don't know, a weaselly little liar, as a wise man once said. But I could understand why people would get angry at you for that. Now, do I expect much up from Hasan? Of course not. I know he's a fucking retard, right? I don't have high hopes or expectations for him. But this shit is something entirely different for me. This shit pissed me off.
Any accountability in the situation. You have justified it personally. You think you're like morally righteous in your...
Yes, the people criticizing you are morally righteous. When people criticize you because you said dumb shit where it makes it very fucking obvious that you, despite supposedly being a leftist and a socialist specifically, not recognizing your privilege as somebody that's rich, yeah, there's obviously a problem with that. If you were, I don't know, like a fucking random drama YouTuber, fucking nobody would care. Nobody would care. There'd be a few drama vultures that would care, but nobody, broadly speaking, would give a shit. People care because this directly goes against what you claim to care about. You claim to care about the working class, yet you can't even recognize, in terms of how you say that you recognize, oh yeah, I'm in a privileged position, but you don't actually recognize your privilege, really. It would be like saying, oh yeah, I recognize that systemic racism exists, but at the same time, like, I think that you know, like, my experiences are exactly the same as a black person's experiences, and like, you know, what I go through, like, you know, I am in a great position as a white person, but you see, at the same time, you know, anti-white racism is like, it's like, imagine if you're black, right, and somebody calls you the N-word. It's like that, but like you're white. It's like you know, that's what it feels like, is, it's like when you have to worry about getting hate crime for being black, but instead of being black, you replace the variable and you're white instead. I mean, that is the level of comparison that Hasan is fucking making here. In terms of him comparing his job to the average job of a working class citizen in the US. That's literally what it is. That is a one-to-one comparison between my comparison and his dog shit comparison. And if someone were to listen to what I just said, if someone were to hear that, somebody say that, and they were to be like, well, hold on a minute, that sounds kind of racist. That, like, no, you don't have that experience. You don't have the experience of being a marginalized person. That's really shitty for you to say, to act like black people and white people experience the same amount of oppression. Even if you say, well, no, I acknowledge racism exists and that black people are sometimes racist against black people. But then you replace but like you would still rightfully call that out, I would hope.
Crusade, but you're not doing any fucking accountability whatsoever. Why do you keep calling him Des?
Quote, I only recognize the African Americans I agree with, unquote. Literally, Hasan, when I told him to stop talking over an African American during the 2020 BLM protests. Yeah, and look, it would be one thing if, like, if Hasan's response, and maybe, and I'll be charitable here, like, maybe, like, what if he were to, like, respond with, because, like, let's say I disagreed with, I don't know, like, somebody that's black about something, right? Like there's going to be different black people that think different things, right? They're not a monolith, right? And there was like one black person in chat that was like, oh, well, Femyoz, I disagree. I feel like you're talking over African Americans. I'm like, okay, well, hold on. I'm looking at like the logic and the reasoning. Like there are different African Americans that have different beliefs like that. So I don't know which ones to listen to, right? Like that would be what I would say in response to that, which I think would be a perfectly reasonable thing to say. Hasan, on the other hand, I could see him saying something a bit more insensitive than that, which again, I'm fine if you're, insensitive in terms of like, say your humor. But when it comes to making actual arguments and points, and you've been doing this for years, and you're supposed to be a leftist socialist streamer that provides a safe space for minorities, and that's your type of rhetoric, and that's not just you joking, that's you making actual points, then that's really shitty. You can't have the cake and eat it too. Either be an edgelord streamer that makes edgy jokes while advocating for things that are good, which is, I guess, sometimes similar to what I do or what Vash does, or alternatively, be a more politically correct, safe streamer, I guess. You don't get to send messages like that in the process, though.
Destiny fans, because they are all Destiny fans, every single one of them.
There's nothing wrong with being a bottom, but Femyoz is constantly in denial about it. Nuh-uh. Look, this is not... I call you out for not recognizing that you're a mega bottom. No, I am peak masculinity, okay? Alright? Look at this outfit right here, okay? This is my outfit. If this isn't peak masculinity, then I literally don't know what is. This is the epitome of what masculine men should strive to become, okay? This right here, okay? Look at my Scottish kilt, my super big manly socks, my manly shirt that shows my big man muscles, my gargantuan stomach muscles and man meat arms. Anyways, where was I? It's just interesting virtue signaling to only people of a race you are virtually signaling to if they agree with you during a time when it isn't about opinions but injustice of a race. Yeah, exactly. It's like he virtue signals in a way where it's like, that's, if you don't base your opinions off of what minority groups say solely, that's fine. I don't necessarily either. Like, obviously what they say matters, but I base it off of the logic and reasoning. But then I don't claim to be talking on behalf of them either. I might say, oh, here's why I think here's why I think this position is better and would lead to more positive outcomes for this group based on whatever it is, the scientific data or whatever the fuck, right? But again, and that's why you have to be careful if you're going to claim to speak for a minority group that you're not a part of, or even one that you are a part of. Right?
It's the #1 community for anti-Hasan hate. Remember the big long post that LSF mods made when Rekful died? Really fun to see how far they moved into targeted harassment since then. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. 4 years ago when Rekful died, they added this new dawn. Now there's 14,000 people on.
I love how he's conflating this with somebody dying. Like as if this is something that's going to kill him. Again, just goes to show how delusional he is.
On there, by the way. A thread posted yesterday opened up some dialogue between us and our users, which confirmed our suspicions of the subreddit needs drastic change. The first of these changes is becoming more transparent in the actions we take and why we take them. In all honesty, the mod team has been in shambles for a long time now. Moderator burnout took a hold a long while ago. LSF used to be a place for PUBG car flips and like random funny moments on streams and the occasional new Korean Twitch streamer that's dancing.
Yeah, oh boo-hoo, it used to be this fun place, but now sometimes people will criticize me for saying dumb shit. Oh, boo-hoo. I'm gonna cry in my fucking multi-million-dollar mansion. I'm the victim. Oh, poor me. Poor Hasan. Oh.
And then someone...
Woe is me. I'm gonna... Oh, fuck. Oh, darn. I actually got some tears on my fucking brand new Rolex that I bought last Thursday. And now I'm gonna have to wipe the tears off of my Rolex. Oh, no.
somewhere along the fucking way, it basically
His dad was super rich too. Yeah, exactly. He didn't even fucking work for it. He got fucking lucky.
turned into this reactionary.
His dad was rich, and TYT had like 1 million subscribers when Hasan started streaming. I don't know. I can't say for certain, but I'm guessing that, like, say if, for instance, if Hasan started streaming, but his dad didn't have, wasn't a part of a network, a huge network like TYT, and wasn't super mega fucking rich, I don't think he would have become a streamer. And if he tried, and say, let's say he's got like a little bit of an advantage like me, where it's like he has like the time to stream sometimes, right? As like a side thing. And let's say he started streaming at the same time I started streaming. I don't think he would be any more successful than I am. His streaming career would not exist. Maybe it would one day. I don't know. But it's not streaming that's hard. It's building an audience that's hard if you don't have anything to pull from. But Hasan did. He had the audience of his own fucking dad. That's where his audience started. So it's like, clearly he didn't really work for anything. It's like, it would be like if I were to get a fucking shout out from fucking PewDiePie, maybe not PewDiePie, but I don't know, who's somebody that makes content? I don't know, Sam Cedar. I don't, well, no, because we have completely different content and talk about different stuff. I'm more of like a drama person. I don't know, who's somebody that makes content similar to me that wouldn't most likely hate me. I don't know, Vosh before the whole horse folder stuff, right? Well, I mean, I guess that would be a false equivalency because he wouldn't have nearly as much of an audience as TYT when Hasan started. But you get the point. It would be like, okay, yeah, obviously, like, I'd still have to work, I'd still have to stream a lot to build a career, but I would have gotten lucky in that case, right? You get the point I'm making? Like, it's not like Hasan has not won at life because of skill. He got fucking lucky as hell, okay? He literally just got dream RNG, but in real life. That's literally what it boils down to, okay? He got dream Ender Pearl and Blaze Rod luck, okay? That's what he fucking got.
Oh, and the only time it
Excuse me while I play the world's smallest violin. Yeah, literally.
ever pops off is when there is like a villain that you can ritualistically try and humiliate by acting like you're actually doing accountability when there's no accountability to be had. What is the
Yeah, no. There's no accountability to be had. I couldn't possibly take accountability for the dumb shit I said. No, that couldn't possibly be the case.
accountability? You misunderstood my point. The fourth rule on the subreddit, by the way, harass.
No, I understood the point. The problem wasn't even the broader point you were making or whatever the fuck. It was the fact that you compared your job as a fucking multi-millionaire in a multi-million-dollar mansion in LA, streaming for 8 hours a day. You compared that to working a job, or like a regular job, as if they're the same level of difficulty, when you have no fucking idea what some people have to go through.
Out of context. Yeah, I mean, they don't follow it, and there's nothing you can do about it either. Yeah. Wait. Why? Who said to kill yourself? For those of you who don't understand, I'm gonna explain something to you. Okay. The ultimate goal of the harassment campaigns is to try to get people to kill themselves. Kiwi Farms does this. They do it to random.
Dude, stop pulling the fucking suicide card. Literally, it's so fucking pathetic. We know you're not suicidal over this. Stop trying to bullshit us. It's like every time people criticize him, he does shit like this. It's like, oh, poor me. How dare they validly fucking criticize me when I have a dog shit take? Do they not realize that sometimes this can lead to streamers killing themselves? Oh, they shouldn't do this because what if I were to do the same thing? Because of this relentless harassment campaign where people validly criticize me for the things I say on my public platform as a multi-million-dollar streamer.
Trans people in all the goddamn time. This is the whole point. If you don't understand, like, this forum culture, lol.
He's comparing his own situation to lolcow culture and actual harassment campaigns that have led to suicide. He's doing it again. He's literally, not only is he doubling down, but he's doing the same fucking thing by comparing himself to trans people that have killed themselves after actually being harassed. But wow. Incredible. The fucking audacity.
Cowing in general, I don't know what to tell you.
Hasan just needs to pull out the ukulele. Yeah, that'd be fucking better. Like, if you're gonna double down, at least do something fucking funny.
It's usually very sad people that get together and form an online brigade to try to constantly hound someone into inevitably like ruining their lives. And there are
That's not what they're doing, Hasan. Nobody is ruining your life.
some content creators who basically have made this their career. But for those of you who don't know, when this kind of stuff happens, it's not just like people saying kill yourself. People say kill yourself to me all the time. I'm not going to kill myself, obviously. But when this kind of stuff...
Obviously. Keyword fucking obviously. So stop comparing this situation when you know that everybody else knows that you're not going to fucking KYS if somebody tells you to do so on the fucking internet, okay? So stop making this dog shit comparison. Oh, these people are the people that lead to people killing themselves. No, they don't. Maybe there's incidentally some small amount of fucking overlap. But no. Hasan, when I criticize you, I'm not trying to get you to jump off a bridge. That's not my fucking goal, okay? And it's not even close to being comparable to what an innocent trans person gets harassed and doxxed and shit like that, and then they end their life. That's not even close to your situation. Once again, it's just you making yourself the victim. It's literally you fucking printing out a picture of a fucking house fire a bunch of times, taping the images of the fire to your wall, and then pretending you're dying in a fucking house fire, when in reality, you have constructed this delusional reality in your own fucking mind because you want to be the victim. You want people to feel bad for you. That's what this is.
Stuff pops.
It's like, oh, poor me. But guys, it's like I am really strong, and I wouldn't KMS, but
off, and then they post it on Twitter and I'm getting doxxed. I'm getting swatted. My family is getting doxxed. My family's getting harassed.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with you, Hasan. So shut the fuck up and stop talking about something that has literally nothing to do with your situation, as if this is some sort of own or argument. The fact that you would use this as an own is sickening.
That's not normal. And every single fucking time this happens, I'm getting calls from the FBI because of real death threats. I don't talk about this on purpose because it only thrives. It only makes people want to do it more and more.
Okay, if you get death threats, that's bad. I agree with that. If people are trying to dox you, that's also bad. I agree with that. But conflating that with valid fucking criticism is unfucking believable. The fact that you would not only conflate that with valid criticism against you and act like it's all the same, but you would also bring in actual tragedies involving people committing suicide as some sort of own on your detractors is disgusting.
People showing up at your fucking house, people trying to break into your There's a reason why so many Twitch streamers never...
Has anybody... how many people have, realistically, Hasan, have showed up to your multi-million-dollar mansion? How many people? Probably not that many, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Ever talk about this, and every single one of them, including XQC, goes through this on a regular basis, which is why I have no interest in dealing with someone like XQC in this situation, because he gets it so hard. So he knows not to egg it on, but he does it anyway.
Again, there's a difference between getting mad at you for saying dumb shit and trying to dox you or coming into your fucking house. Like, these are not the same thing. He's acting like they are because he's deranged.
Because he wants fucking drama. It's bullshit. LSF has turned into...
Or maybe it's because he wants to give valid fucking criticism.
Kiwi Farms for Twitch. This dog subreddit was built on the backs of streamers and their communities making funny clips, and it has turned into a Kiwi Farms cyber harassment Reddit for 4 to
It's not Kiwi Farms. So shut the fuck up.
5 streamers they despise. Yeah, the irony is that this exact cycle of hatred is unironically something that you can't deal with, by the way. There's no legal way to deal with this, so everybody calm the fuck down. The internet is too new. We're legislated by boomers. There is no...
Yeah, don't worry, guys. If Hasan were able to impact legislation at a meaningful capacity, rather than yelling at a camera and microphone for 8 hours a day, he would try to pass legislation to make it illegal for people to give valid fucking criticism against him. He's fucking brain dead.
No boomer that fucking understands this process until enough people either kill themselves or get killed by stalkers as a consequence of this shit. No change will come.
As a consequence of what shit? People giving you valid criticism? Stop conflating these things. I don't think I can even fucking finish this. I mean, I want to get to bed at some point, and this is riling me up.
And even then, no change will probably come.
Why is he bringing this up now? He's the guy who told the Keffels to ignore kiwi farms back in 2022. Because he has no fucking principles.
Because it's too complicated. You're in here every day and you don't understand it. It's a bunch of people who legitimately think that they're not cyber stalking, but actually holding accountability too. But I can't even.
Yes, when I want to hold you accountable for the dumb shit you say on your public platform, yeah, that's not cyber stalking. You fucking idiot.
Talk about saying like my social battery runs out more than it did when I used to do a sales job, because at least on a sales job I had like off moments, you know what I mean? A little.
As opposed, yeah, no, you already said that. We already know that that's a fucking lie, okay? You have off moments too. It's called you stealing somebody's video essay without their permission for 45 minutes and letting it play while you have your fucking off time in another room. You fucking moron.
A little bit of time off from like immediately communicating with people, and the only exception I would make to this is like a service sector. A service sector job would be like worse than this, of course. And then immediately it's like, let's go and
no, that's the only job that's worse than the dream job of fucking streaming. That's the only job. Yep.
Try to get him to kill himself. Reddit threads by doxing my family. What do you mean? You prove my point.
Yeah, obviously doxing is bad. But that's not the main point of criticism. No one is saying, at least most people aren't saying, yeah, there's going to be some fucking weirdos out there that would disagree with this. But obviously, I'm not in favor of Hasan getting fucking doxed over this, or just in general. I don't think he should be doxed. I don't think his family should be doxed. Obviously,